Yeah. This place is a fucking zoo. Look at that.
It looks like the foyer of a casino.
It feels like a fucking casino, but it's so full, you wouldn't even imagine how full it is. And there's 3 floors of this shit.
No bear market in Asia, eh?
No ways. Anyway, I'm going to wash my hands in the toilet, so I think I'm going to switch my to the camera off. Yeah.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Fred.
Morning, Frederico.
Hi, Fred.
Run. Hey, Charlie. Brothers, how are we?
What's up, bro? You back from holiday?
I'm back, baby. I'm ready to kick it into gear again. How's Singapore? I saw you on a yacht yesterday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was very.
Yeah, I must say,
I think we're going to another yacht
Sheldon's.
tonight.
I must say, Sheldon's working really hard here.
Someone's got to do it, bro. Someone's got to do it.
It's a tough job, but Sheldon's doing it very well.
How big was the yacht?
It was pretty big, you know? It was like 40 of us on it. So it was really Point Bureau and Altcoin Daily and a few guys who were a good friend Rover.
Our favorite. Our favorite. And who was hosting it? Did you tell Rover to stop copying everyone's shit?
Good.
That was Bitget.
Did you give Rover a talking to? Tell him to stop plagiarizing.
Yeah, they did speak. It's gonna be good, actually.
Yeah, we actually spoke to him afterwards.
Did you?
Yeah, I spoke to him now. I was like, bro, you can do better. I didn't look at ugly. I told you I do like the guy.
And what did he say?
He said, no, he understands. He doesn't want beef with anyone. It's true. Like I've always said, look, I've always said that I actually really like him, and it's just disappointing that he's resorting to these kind of tactics. He said that he does 40 tweets a day.
Yeah,
Did he say how many
that's
impressions
like
he gets off
crazy,
that
bro.
over like a 24-hour period?
Easy. There were periods I used to follow him, and he used to sometimes do even more than that.
Don't lie.
The guy's on fire sometimes.
Don't lie,
shoots
kid.
out tweets.
Don't like it. We know that you're still following him.
No.
I swear. We don't judge you.
No, I unfollowed.
Brother.
I would have. No, Fred, don't forget. I don't know if you forget, but I'm on second strike already, so that would be a third.
Okay, he's right.
Fool me once,
right.
fool me once, man.
Miles, why aren't you on the morning call, bro? I'm seeing Miles, and Miles is not on the morning call, bro. I just bumped into
Tell him
Miles.
he doesn't get to be on the reality show if he's not on the morning calls.
Yeah. All right, let's start in like 2 minutes. Let's just let everybody else log on. Whoever wants to log on.
How long are you there for? When are you guys coming back this side?
I'm back on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm also back.
Are you flying? Are you both flying Monday?
I'm
yeah.
flying Monday night.
Yeah, I'm also flying Monday.
Monday night, Singapore time.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to do. I don't know if I'll be able to do a show on Monday because I think my flight is like 1 hour after the show. If I don't do a show, I'll drop the drive to survive on Monday, or I'll drop the conference video on Monday.
Yeah, I think it's the conference vid. I don't know if the drive to survive will be done yet.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I'll drop one or the other.
Did any of you go to Arthur Hayes' party?
Yeah, we're all
Yeah, it
went.
was terrible.
Are you being serious?
I just had lunch with Arthur now.
Nice. He's coming on soon. I think a couple of weeks he'll be on the show.
Yeah. No, we're on a good vibe. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Actually, I really enjoy him. I enjoy him as a person. Very smart.
When's he going to be able to like join us live for things? I mean, where's he
I
at?
don't think. I think he wants to stay out of the way of the regulators.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah. What's Fred? Well, it's a Zoom call with like my whole team actually. Hold on, wait. Someone wants to say hello to you guys. There's 190 people on here. You'll recognize this person.
Oh, no ways.
He says, "Oh, no ways."
Tell her
It's
to
the
give
morning
us her
call,
top
everyone.
5 gems right now. Quick, 5 questions.
He
Top
says,
5 gems right now.
give us your top 5 gems right now.
Is it? Oh, bro, that looks so sick. I'm actually really bleak. I didn't actually just fly direct to Singapore.
That's what we're dealing with. Eh? It's a lot going on here. A lot going on. Here's our stand.
Epic.
Here's our stand. Here's Ori
And
flirting with the
who-
girls. Ori, why aren't you on the morning call?
Show us.
No,
Get
people-
Oreo.
People are not taking the morning call seriously. Ori's not on. Miles on. I'm your friend. Go shoot him. This guy's up.
So who have you
we
interviewed
just,
so far? Who have you interviewed so far? Who's got the alpha? What's happening?
I've done, yeah, I've done like 10 interviews, no, probably 15 interviews. The next one I'm trying to get is, I'm trying to get the Winkelbus, who's speaking now, and then Jeremy Allaire, and then hopefully after it's done.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Please, can you get, is it Cameron or Tyler?
I don't know which one's here. One of them is here. I'm not sure which one.
Can you please try and get a direct number to one of their PAs so we can actually book properly and stop?
I've got Beth's number. I've got Beth, the PA's number. I'm just going somewhere quiet so we can do the call. But anyway, let's start the morning call. No, we don't need to be together because he's listening. Yeah, let's quickly just kick off the call. So I think just before we start, yesterday I think was a disaster of a day when it comes to the show. Reason why I think it was a disaster is because, okay, we had bad views, and the bad views reflect exactly what we deserved in the show. And I'm going to explain to you why I say that. Because the content that we had yesterday, 80% of it was already covered by other channels. I think like probably 60% of it was covered by Ivan before us and other channels. The only new news that we had was CPI. Then even in the content, there was no narrative. It was just like a whole lot of content. It was like, we didn't tie back CPI to what's going on in the markets. We didn't provide alpha. We didn't give the guys like really anything to like, it was just information. And even like, to be honest, even the alpha, like, okay, we added a section on Robert, and that section on Robert was like 2 tweets, which they weren't really alpha. It was like stuff we've spoken about before, that the college sports season is starting again, you know, and that's, you know, we attributed that to why there was a short-term pump. Now, under normal circumstances, maybe we can weather something like that. The problem is, guys, if I'm here from 7 in the morning at a conference till 7:15 at night, and I rush back to the hotel room to do a show, problem is I can't be creative at that time. I can't start looking for stories and stuff like that. I can't do it. It's just physically impossible. After a 12-hour day where I've got, you know, I'm literally working my ass off 12 hours. So I need, especially when I'm away, I need to be able to count on the fact that you guys have got a narrative when you guys leave the morning call. Joe, Fred.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, you really can't leave stuff in my hands while I'm away. While I'm there, okay, maybe a little bit more cool, but while I'm away, almost impossible. It just can't do it. If there's no narrative, then we must create a narrative. We must create some kind of. We must dig deep for the narrative. Fuck, it's hot here. We must go inside. I'm dying. Let's go inside. Jeez. Yeah,
Joe.
Cool.
I think you and the researchers, Meta and Kupo, need to maybe just spend a session actually turning the research that you guys have gathered into a narrative, because you guys have obviously gone through piece by piece by piece, and you've discussed it, and you guys need to spend, as opposed to like once you've collected the research, actually like spend a bit of time looking at it and going, okay, like how can we turn this into a story? What does it mean? And that's how we're going to create a
We know
narrative.
that. We've been trying to do that, but it's like it's way, way harder than you think it is just to try and.
Yeah, it is hard. Listen, it's very, very, very hard. It's very hard.
I know. Trust me, I
think
do know.
Because it is very hard. That's why you can't give it to me while I'm away, and I've got, literally, I leave the conference, I rush back to the hotel room, and then I've got to start. I mean, I didn't even have time to set up my laptop. I had to start flipping immediately. You know what I mean? And at that point, if there's no narrative, and my brain is pretty much fried from just the day. You can imagine how hard it is for me to have to start coming up with a narrative.
Okay.
Anyway, listen, that's yesterday. I think we know the points. Let's move on to today. What's happening today on the markets?
The obviously they got
Again, sorry,
to
just one other thing. Just bear in mind that when I'm here, I don't have time to look at Twitter. So I don't have time to look at Twitter. So it means that not only do I not have a narrative, but I'm also completely out of touch with what's happening on the markets. It's like, imagine I dropped you and I said, look, you have no idea what's happening on the markets, and now you got to create a narrative for the day. It's almost impossible.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go. On that note, let's maybe go through what's happening on the market today. And again, I must say, I haven't actually had a minute to look at Twitter today, and I haven't even looked at prices today.
There's fuck all, but yeah, let's work through it. Let's see what we have.
Obviously, they got permission to now sell whatever. It's 50 million this week, which actually ends tomorrow, so they have to offload 50 million. Then it's 100 million starting next week, and then they can up it to 200 million for select assets if the board of people within Galaxy actually decide to all agree on it. They don't have to give any public notice as to what they're selling, when they're selling. Only the people inside know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 50 this week, 100 next week, and they can up it to 200 million for select assets if they feel. Fundstrat put out a report saying that only 13% of FTX's Solana's positions are actually liquid. So what's the Solana position? 1.1 billion, so $150 million worth is only liquid right now, and it's being vested until 2028. So initial sell pressure on Sol is nowhere near as much as we initially thought, but again, have to meet the supply, and also if they want to OTC, which they're actually allowed to, which the court agreed to, there has to be a buyer on the other side. So yeah, that's the update from there.
I see that Adam Cochran is talking about CZ and war crimes.
Yeah,
I just posted that in the group. He's so dramatic. Fuck, it's painful to watch. I feel like he sits in a basement and just spirals out of control by himself without anyone.
He gets himself into a tiz. I think there's actually medication you can take medication for that. I think there's like there's like a kind of medication you can take so that you don't get into a tiz. Don't know what the medication
Send the man
is
some
called.
Xanax.
No, I think it's way beyond Xanax. I think it's way beyond Xanax. I think you're talking about something much bigger than Xanax. Okay, what else? I mean, I see a
they're
slide.
actually also able to hedge, as we knew, but we didn't know if it would be approved. They have to hedge their BTC and ETH in expectations of price drops. So yeah, it's nothing really new, but now it's real, I suppose, and it's 50 this week, 100. So like there's a bit of supply to be hitting the market now, to be honest.
It's still additional pressure on the market. I don't think it's as bad as everyone maybe makes it out to be, especially if like something like Sol, the 1.2 billion and only 150 mils liquid now. I don't think also Galaxy doesn't seem like the kind of company that would just like start market selling like, you know.
So remember Galaxy have to earn fees. In order for them to justify their fees, in order for them to justify their fees, Galaxy have to like be responsible, and basically they're gonna have to justify to a liquidator, look how much money you would have lost and look how much money we saved you. So if anything, their selling is going to be probably the most responsible selling, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think they also have like last year? Was Luna last year or year before? Last year.
Last year.
They obviously had like a lot of egg on their face. So I think they're probably treading lightly, earning like the kind of goodwill. of the kind of,
I think
of the
besides
community back.
I think besides Galaxy, because yeah, they'll obviously be as responsible as they possibly can. But I think the worry is selling anything into this very liquid market is a risk, right? I think that
Yeah. But they don't have to sell it now. I mean, they can take a year.
Also,
They can
they're,
take a year to,
they're
they can
smart
take a year to sell it.
investors.
They can take
They're
a year to
smart
sell it. Right?
investors. They know where we are in the cycle. They're sitting on a lot of assets. I don't think they have like a liquidity issue, you know, in their business at all. I think they've bought the assets. They know where we are in the cycle. Like,
I meant more
you know,
market liquidity. I meant more market liquidity actually than.
No, I know, but I also mean in terms of like them selling, like we know what they're allowed to sell, but it doesn't mean they have to. Like they bought the assets, like they could not sell. Like who would be dumping good bags at this point in the market? Definitely not smart investors like them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, look, that's the thing
Could
too.
someone-
Like Rand
I
said, they
suppose
don't
it's
have
just
to sell
how
now,
patient they
so-
become. Yeah, it's how patient they become, and obviously what they can do with the fees, as Ron said in the interim. I think, yeah.
I mean, there's a factor that they might not sell at all.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And like Rand said, they don't
No,
have to
they're
sell straight away.
Guys, they're definitely selling. The court has approved them selling. They're selling. Let's not get into the.
Why would Galaxy come? Yeah, I also I don't think that's now.
Yeah, there's no chance they're not selling. You don't go to the court and say, hey, we want to sell our crypto, and then say, just kidding.
So if they wanted to impact the market heavily, then don't sell this week, and then next week you can sell 150 million, right?
No, because the court's only approved that they sell a maximum of X, and in extreme circumstances they sell Y.
So it's capped at a maximum amount per week.
Yes, except for like certain there's certain things that are different. All right, let's enough of the FTX story. I see Ivan's talking about the death cross. I think we spoke about it yesterday. I don't think there's anything we can talk about the death cross. Anything more we can add, right?
No.
No. So I have a question because I just kind of scrolled past it before the morning call. What is this potential government shutdown on October 1st, and why would it impact the markets in such a big way? That I see that Finance a lot guy also, he discusses it quite a bit. His kind of thesis is that the first week of October is where the stock market crash happens because of this government shutdown.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Loans.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously?
Yeah, what is that? I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, they posted it yesterday on let's see.
Fred,
What does that even mean? How can you?
Fred,
What?
Fred, there was that thing that I posted. There was a thing that I posted yesterday, or that you posted about the guy talking about JP Morgan, and that guy, I thought he was just a nobody, but apparently the chat went a bit crazy when I played it. Apparently they called him a scammer, and like he's like some famous guy or something.
The one I posted yesterday, that interview, that like 6-minute interview.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes 11 seconds actually.
I'm just scrolling back to see. Do you know his name?
Joe, I have to remember these things. I've got to remember the timestamps in my head.
So while you do that, just quick, so October 1st, the lawmakers are eyeing a federal spending bill at the end of the month. And if they can't come to a successful negotiation, then there is a high likelihood of a government shutdown.
Shut it down.
Are you
please.
talking about the guy who was talking about the rich are dumping assets from Rolexes to G-Wagons? That guy.
I was talking about the guy that said JP Morgan tells us talk down Bitcoin, and then they went and bought on this date. I played the video yesterday.
You covered that video in the show as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Need to find it. But yeah, I've got a couple of things which are a little bit of Conspiracy kind of. So we all know the Apple and China story, and that was really big. So
Yes.
yesterday, China came out and said we never said that we are banning iPhones in China. And later on, White House came and said that you have to give clarity on this.
So we have to.
You have to give clarity on this. Are you banning or are you not banning? So what I believe happened was that China wanted to make sure that Huawei phones are not working fine, like they are not being sold properly. There are no profits. So they tried to do this only because Apple was launching iPhone 15. So why
Yeah, I
would
was going to
Apple?
say they saw how good the iPhone 15 looks and they said, "Ah, fuck this."
Yeah, I mean that's really bad what China did, if this is true. But White House
It's,
said yes.
it's just government employees. It's not everyone, right? It's just
Well,
government employees
government
that have
employees,
said.
government employees make up 50% of the workforce in China, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say don't say just.
I didn't know that.
He's in China.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
That
it's
is bad then.
it's a communistic country, so everyone works for the government.
exactly.
Okay,
But
that
yeah,
doesn't sound like much of that doesn't sound like much of a story. What else is there?
Where's the where's Kyle and Sue's new venture, the open exchange base? Because I see they've got a 9-year ban on.
Yeah,
Singapore, yeah.
Yeah, in Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah, but I presume their new thing is based in Dubai.
Yeah, but even
they
there
still
they got fined. Apparently, there's a $2.8 million fine pending for them.
Yep.
guys, Carl and Sue aren't directors. They're not anything. They're not anything on the register.
On
Yeah, I'm sure
okay.
they're structured very, very, very well.
No one even knows who Kyle and Sue is at OpenX. Like these guys are structured these guys are structured more than the best structures in the world don't look like this.
Yep.
The fucking the Eiffel Tower is not as well structured as this.
They can't do pretty much anything for 9 years. They can't be on any boards, anything in Singapore. Only in Singapore though. But yeah, they basically said they went against Security and Futures Acts and all these sort of things. So 9 years is pretty hefty. That's
remember that Singapore is a very punitive country, eh? Like remember that if you get caught with over 0.5 gram of drugs, you get the death penalty here, and if you commit certain crimes here, you get caned. Like remember that. You remember what you're dealing with. Eh? Singapore is very, very zero tolerance, zero tolerance in Singapore for anything.
Did you have you met with the that DWF guy yet? He's at everything, speaking at everything, every conference, every party.
Yes. I have a meeting with him later. I actually met another friend of mine that works at DWF, Eric.
No.
Sorry, Eugene. I met Eugene, and then there's a party today.
Okay, nice. Yeah, he just seems to be speaking at every event and every board and panel and
yeah. But speaking to Eugene, apparently they're not doing as well as we think they're doing. Like I asked him, how are you doing? He says, look, on the one hand, all the market makers in America have been shut down. On the other hand, it's a very, very, very tough market. So he wasn't like, I said to him, hey, you guys are killing it. He's like, not so much kind of thing. You know, like this. I mean, I think, yeah.
But
guys, listen,
like he did come out and tweet something yesterday about how he would be open to buying the assets of the FTX. I just don't know. Like it looked legitimate, but it's just how can they even afford even a 10% of the assets if they're not doing as well as.
I mean, Justin Sun. That's the classic Justin Sun play, right?
Yeah.
That's the classic Justin Sun play. Listen, I got to go back to the thing because Jeremy Allaire speaking. I have to go and fetch him and get him to our stand. It sounds fucking dry out there. I don't know, Fred. Maybe you can help the guys. Researchers, Fred. Maybe you guys just see what you can pull out of a hat. I'd say there is a 10% chance that there's not going to be a show because there's like an OKX event and a couple of events, but plan as if there is a show. 90% chance there will be a show. I don't want to miss a day.
The other two stories is JP Morgan says the Fed is done hiking, and the SEC sues the Stoner Cats.
Well, if you're able to know when there is no show, because I'd love to just
I will.
also get
I will.
10
I
of
will.
these interviews
In
done
fact,
today because I need to just try and get them
the minute that I know that there's no show, I'll text you.
out. Okay.
Okay. Cool, guys. Ciao, ciao.